In this video, we're going to be talking about the Google Data Analytics Certificate and seeing if it's a good fit for you. How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris French. I'm a data advisor at Cigna Healthcare, and I'm here to talk about the Google Data Analytics Certificate. As a person who has taken it myself, I do have my opinions, some of the pros, some of the cons, and that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. The certificate is by far the most popular data analytics course for a good reason. With the backing of Google and being on a site like Coursera, the course has had hundreds of thousands of people start the course with thousands of them completing it. Which is pretty much the first thing I want to talk about, which will be one of the pros, is the accessibility. With it being on Coursera, especially coming with a 7-day free trial, with the course coming out around $39 a month, it's very easy to get started and pretty low when it comes to the cost efficiency. Especially when you're comparing it to boot camps and some graduate programs that could be thousands or even over $10,000, $15,000, the Google Data Analytics Certificate is definitely a great start to have if you're interested in data analytics. Especially because it's a month-to-month basis, it really works like this. If you could get the course done in 1 month, you just pay the $39. If you do the course for like a month or two and decide you don't want to do it, or you're not really interested in data analytics anymore, there's no commitment. So at the end of that month, you do not have to pay for anything else. With that being said, they do claim it takes around 6 months after doing about 10 hours a week. So doing that math, you're looking at around $240, $250 to do the course if you're doing it by the timeline that they say. The second pro I want to talk about is the reputation. With it being the most popular course out there, especially being backed by Google, it definitely comes with a great reputation when you're talking to other employers. When you're talking to employers and you're saying, oh, I took the Google Analytics course compared to saying I took Joe Schmo's course for $5,000, $6,000, it's going to be definitely a major difference when it comes to the reputation and what you actually did in the course. I personally think with the first pro, with the cost efficiency along with the reputation, it's definitely a great fit and also a great stepping stone for your analytics career. A third pro is how they actually talk about what you would actually do on the job and what a data analyst really is. A lot of times people just jump right into the technical aspects with SQL, Python, Tableau, but they don't really know what a data analyst does. And in the Google course, especially the first few parts of it, they really walk you through the steps on data cleaning, what an analyst does, what kind of technical aspects are important to a data analyst. So it's much more than just thinking about SQL, Python, Tableau, and all of that. It's much more about, is this a good fit for you? Because as you see on social media, they think it's a very easy job. You can kind of get in with no experience, make 6 figures. It's way more than just that. You have to make sure that you're actually interested in doing the work. I think that's the one thing I can say about the course is they really make sure you are as informed as possible about this. And like I said, with the others, especially the first reason with the cost, I think with it being a low cost, having not much commitment, and it gives you the true information about what a data analyst does, I think is probably the most informative part of that course is the first 3. You really won't see that elsewhere unless you go on, let's say, YouTube, or you know someone who's in the industry. Like I said, having that course that can kind of give you an idea of what a data analyst does and also give some insight to the technical aspect of it is a pretty good deal. Now we're going to focus on the cons, and these are parts that are, like I said, my opinion, but I do feel pretty strongly about it coming from my experience and to some other data professionals who have done that as well. The first con is that the course does not dive that deep into the technical aspects. While I do appreciate for being more of an introduction, it shows you some SQL, R, Tableau, Google Sheets. It doesn't dive that much into it. It gives you enough to give you an idea of what each tool does, why you use it, but you're not going to be that informed coming out of it from a technical aspect. If you go into the course thinking that this is the only thing you're going to have to do and that you'll be able to get a job just with this, you're going to be led onto a pretty false narrative. If you do this course properly and you're doing the right parts of it and kind of skipping over some of the others, it's a decent course. But I think that if you go into it thinking that this is going to be everything you need, you're going to be in a pretty rough situation. The second downside to this is the real world projects. They have the capstone project at the end. It's okay. I'll be honest, I didn't do it. I just felt that if so many people have done this course, hundreds of thousands of people, that means there's hundreds of thousands of this project out there. Because it's getting so oversaturated and these employers are seeing the same projects over and over, I feel it definitely loses its value from that standpoint. But also being able to use these technical tools like SQL and R in real world projects can really emphasize the learning aspect of it. I know at least in my case, I made most of my jumps from a technical point of view is when I did my projects, because I was able to take data and actually do data analysis. I was able to actually do what a data analyst would do on the job. And I definitely think it was a good jump from book learning, course learning, to actually applying what I learned. The third con that I want to focus on is the time schedule that they tell you. As I said before, they tell you it's going to take 6 months, and if you spend 10 hours a week, you'll be able to do it. That might be true. I still think 6 months. 6 months is way too long, even if you did the entire course. I will say that is just that's not the right way to do it. If you're going into a course, you won't know any better. I mean, you haven't taken probably any other courses, you haven't done any projects, you probably don't have a ton of data connections. So at that point, all you know is that course. So of course, if they tell you, hey, spend 6 months, do it for 10 hours a week, you're going to do it. However, now looking outside, going through it and knowing hundreds of other people that have, that is just not the best way to do it. Which leads me to my recommendation on should I take the course, should I not? Should I take the whole course? Should I do parts of it? And once again, yes, I would recommend you take it. Take the course, but don't do every single part. I recommend to everyone I know to take advantage of the 7-day free trial. Take that trial to look over the first couple sections. Really get to see if data analytics is right for you. I know for me, when I was looking last summer, I was looking into like software development as well, and I started doing some coding, and I realized about 2 weeks in, this isn't bad. I feel like I'm getting it. I just don't think I want to do this. Now, thank goodness I was doing free code camp and I didn't spend any money, but imagine if I spent $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a boot camp and I'm 2 weeks in and I realize, this is not what I want to do. This is definitely not what I want to do. And at that point, I'd be in a much more stressful situation trying to figure out how do I pay this back? Can I even get the money back? Do I have to do something I don't want to do? It just leads to too much stress, and that's just not a position I want anyone to be in. So take advantage of that 7-day free trial. Take a look at the sections, and worst case, you do that first month. You spend that $39, which I do tell people to do. You spend that $39, continue on with those first few sections. Really make sure that data analytics is right for you. If you feel it's a good fit, if you feel like this is exactly where you want to be for your career, then that's where I recommend other resources. Resources like Maven Analytics, Data Camp, Alex the Analyst here on YouTube. Those are amazing resources for the technical aspects that go way more in depth for also a better cost at the end of the day. Once again, just to focus on the main point of this, the Google Data Analytics Certificate is a great course to take as long as it's done properly. Take the few sections, really make sure data analytics is right for you, then move on to better resources for the technical aspects. Focus on making projects, focus on making a great portfolio and a great resume. Those are things that are going to matter way more than taking the Google Data Analytics Certificate from the entire way. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you don't mind liking and commenting down below, tell me your opinion. Do you agree with this? Do you not agree? I'm very open to this conversation. Until next time, I'll see y'all around. Thank you.